You watched me build on the section nobody wanted, which was a little bit steep, a little bit hard. Now watch me build on the gnarliest site I've ever taken on. I'm Josh, a builder here in New Zealand, and this is the gnarliest site I've taken on to date. Down on the street is 81 meters above sea level. Where the guys are up there on the build platform is 98 meters above sea level. Real quick maths, I think that's 17 meters, and that's how you get an epic view, but that's also how you get a gnarly site. So this is actually a multi-generational site, and our clients and their mum have gone in on the land and they're building two houses. The front house at the midway point is going to be for the mum and is 125 square meter, 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, really nice home for our client there. And then all the way up the top of the section we are building another home, 245 square meters. This one is 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms and a study, and large garage downstairs with room at the back for a gym and bike storage, and a large north-facing deck out the front of the building capturing all those views. Got a huge driveway. We have to build a big retaining wall down there, a lot of earthworks and a lot of engineering to even get to the building site. We've had some engineering issues on site, and we're going to have to actually carry this retaining wall along the corner here to prop up this corner of the driveway. This driveway has been designed to meet all the required gradients, and it's definitely like a chicken and egg scenario where we wanted to pick a floor level for the house, but then you got to get the driveway to work, and so it's moving those things up and down to make sure that the entire site plan works. So those things are exasperated by steep sites. In this first meeting here on site, we are catching up with the main builder, Caleb, and the digger driver, Mike, and we're coming up with the plan. Given that it's a really steep site, we have a retaining wall and a house towering over us here, and then we have a very big drop and we're towering over a house here. I wanted to come up with a really clear health and safety fit plan. During that meeting, the surveyor was also on site. So we'll ask the surveyor to mark out something such as the building line, the edge of the building, or where the garage basement's going to get cut. The surveyor will then bang pegs into the ground, and using her GPS instrument, she'll get it super accurate within a millimeter, and then a little nail goes in the top of that peg. Now with a series of pegs, we can use that to start forming building lines. And then we put in another stake a little bit higher, that gets spray painted. This makes it real clear and obvious to everyone, like digger drivers, where those pegs are. It's super important that we protect them, don't knock them. We want them to be accurate so we can actually use them. Before we can crack into earthworks, we needed to establish silt fences on site. So as you cut open the earth, it rains, it runs across the surface and picks up dirt. And then the idea is that it gets trapped in your silt fences, the silt stays behind, and then you're not clogging up the stormwater systems with silt and dirt and all that yuck stuff from site. Now that this is done, we can jump into the earthworks phase of the build. Just down here is forming the front edge of the driveway, and there's a 2-meter high retaining wall coming in. That has also been marked out for us by the surveyor. So we've benched a platform. Next step here is we're going to drill some big holes, fill them with concrete and nice big retaining posts, build up a wall. We push this dirt along. As well as pushing the dirt along here, we're also pushing our subs up. If you haven't already, go ahead, click subscribe. Help us hit our goal of 100k subs. So we've had a couple of big diggers on site doing a huge cut. We'll show you the basement garage now. Look at this dig out, isn't it a thing of beauty? Huge big walls going in here, 3.6 meters high, nice big deep garage. Right now we're marking out for the footing. You see we've got the string line. These nails are the exact building lines, so we string those lines out and that becomes the edge of our building. We're then marking out for a footing. We'll show you an engineer detail of that plan now. Here we have an engineering plan for the garage foundation. Following this detail here, we're going to cut this section of earth out. That then gets filled with a metal cage. The stirrups go up and into the block wall. That footing is what we can then use to build our block walls on top of, and we will also tie in the concrete slab with this footing. Lots and lots of work to get this out of the ground, but we're taking it one step at a time. We've taken out 600 cubes of dirt and we've got another couple of hundred to go. So they load a survey plan into the computer. Let's say the computer says you're supposed to take out 600 cubes. In experience, as you're digging that out, it fluffs up, it expands. You always end up digging a little bit more, you always do a little bit more. So whenever you're factoring in fill to leave site, times the amount on paper by 1.3, that's usually what actually ends up leaving site. Now we've got a little baby digger over here, big digger for the clear out and getting rid of all the dirt and loading up the trucks. Baby digger for the footings and some of that more fine work. We've also had to do some work up the top there where we will never get a digger again, and we're going to build an access way up the left hand side. It's real crazy, we haven't even put concrete in the ground yet and we're already asking the clients to sign off landscaping plans and working out how we're going to prepare and landscape that area up there, because once we build a house, you're never ever going to be able to get anything up there unless it's by hand in a wheelbarrow. Just something we've learned the hard way on other sites. This is a perfect time to plug my company, Your Place Building Co. We're building a bunch of homes around the Hutt Valley. If you want us to take on a project like this for you, hit us up, we'd love to help out. We have a bunch of these boards around the site. So right here you have garage floor level, and we have lot 1 is future house over there, floor level. You then start to get a bunch of heights. It has been called in the past a story rod. It's a reference point for the site and you keep coming back to it. Always on a sloping site, we set up a bunch of these. So we've also got a height board up there, we've got one down there, and you're always coming back to this. You're always making sure that everything you're doing is double checked against your heights. These heights are in relation to MSL, median sea level. So that laser level over there, we can come over here, we can get this height, we can then shoot that. Again, it's real important to get your heights right in relation to the road, in relation to the driveway. You want to make sure right at the start, while you've got the big heavy earth moving equipment on site, that you get these cuts right. Also part of setting up site is a portaloo, hazard code board, water, power, safety fencing and silt control. So what makes this site the gnarliest site I've taken on? Well, obviously it's the slope. Imagine you've got to get all of your building materials, you've got to get your diggers, you've got to get your concrete, you've got to get your builders and all your steel up this muddy track equivalent to a 4-story building. And you've got a reasonably tight footprint to do that in. On top of all that, we want to do a good job. We want to look after our workers. We want to look after our neighbors. We want to look after the road and the property. All of those things combined mean that we need to slow down. We need to do it one step at a time, and we need to be all over it. Yo, you still watching? Have you clicked subscribe yet?